In the last lesson, I brought up the concept of the verb as a function word that has a number of different arguments. We didn't really go into the implications of that statement, but we'll start to unravel it this time. Like other verbs, give has a number of slots that take a certain number of nouns or pronouns. Give has 3 of those slots. To be specific, it expects 3 arguments. So I give it to him makes sense, but I gave it kind of withholds information we're expecting, and I gave leaves us with 2 slots that are not filled. As I described before, those slots are filled by arguments, which are nouns and pronouns. Now let's talk about the number of those arguments. Verbs can be described by their valency, which is a fancy way of talking about the number of arguments that a verb requires. Valency is specific to a single verb. A verb like run expects 1 argument, the subject, so it's called monovalent. Divalent verbs expect 2, like the verb see. I see it, she saw them. Trivalent verbs include give, as in I gave it to him. The labels monovalent, divalent, and trivalent depend on the core arguments, the arguments that are required for normal use of the verb in question. We can of course add extras in the form of adjuncts. She saw it on Thursday, she saw it on Thursday with her brother, etc. We can look at it another way by focusing on transitivity. Transitivity considers what type of objects the verb takes. Transitive verbs take a direct object. I say John sees her because see takes a direct object. In this case, her. Intransitive verbs do not take a direct object. You would say I slept, but probably not I slept them, because sleep is an intransitive verb. We can make a further distinction between intransitive verbs and ditransitive verbs. I gave it to him has both a direct object and an indirect object, so it's a ditransitive verb. Defective verbs are a curious class, and they include verbs with only one fairly meaningless pronominal subject. That subject fills a grammatical function. The so-called weather verbs are great examples. It rains, it snows, it hails. Those all have a subject it that we don't switch out for another subject, like Steve snows. The pronoun it is a dummy pronoun that just stands in the slot simply because we expect to have a subject. This isn't a full-fledged argument here, so when it comes to valency, we call these avalent verbs. That's a good way to start thinking about the number of arguments that a verb has. Come around next time, we're going to start discussing the type of arguments.